Okay, working on the 1989 Chevrolet S10. And today I did a tune-up on it, but what it really was is I had to replace vacuum lines. This wasn't hooked up, this was still. So the computer wasn't getting the correct signal. And after doing this, I started the truck and the idle did come down after a few minutes. Then I tried hooking this in and I started the truck again, and I didn't notice any difference in the idle, although it was had been warmed up once already. So now what I'm going to do is I'll test drive the vehicle and see if I get my cruise control working again. If that doesn't come back, that means this is where the leak is from here back somewhere, which is this tiny line right there goes back into the firewall. Yeah, right here, this one. And that's what runs, gives vacuum to the interior of the vehicle. So I hope I don't find a leak or that it's leaking still. But now I've got it pinpointed to I know where it's coming from at least. You got it teased off 1, 2, 3 places from here. So that's gonna make for quite a bit of more troubleshooting if I'm not completely finished. So, but before I test drive it, I want to put on new disc brake pads. Here's one that's already assembled. Here, I checked the wear tag on it, and I think this one's touching on here. Let me see if I can get a shot of that for you. I notice when a lot of people do these videos, they don't get out and get underneath during the video, and it kind of just leaves you wondering what's happening. Or, they'll just stand by the vehicle and talk to you, so it doesn't really do much for you. Let me see if I can see that now. Oh, maybe there isn't even one on this. Let me grab a light. All right, this is what I'm talking about, the wear indicator. This is the other side. You can see how close it is to touching the rotor on this one. All right. You're gonna need a 9mm Allen. Now that's one of the things the book didn't say. And I find that to be extremely helpful if I watch one of these videos before going and doing what I'm gonna do. And that's your anti-rattle clip right there. And you can see that that's where it goes after it's installed. Then this fits inside your piston cup. All right. We're using a Haynes manual today, and it's pretty helpful, but I always look at the books as reference, and gives you some handy hints, and they kind of drift off on me. I'm trying to cover the 4-wheel drive truck and the 2-wheel drive. So sometimes I don't see a wear indicator on this one. Oh, there it is. Okay, that's where it's at. Right there on the top. But you can see how that pad is getting pretty thin right there. Seems like I just changed the brakes on these recently, or within a couple years, but this truck gets driven a lot. We are now at, I think, 262,000 miles on it. $263. So this is an O'Reilly's package, crate engine and transmission. Both came from O'Reilly's. They've been in here longer than the warranty, but they're still running strong. So I'm actually pretty happy with it. I had some difficulty with the vacuums before, but I think I was in town and I didn't have what you need, which the important key fact is the only place you can find, you know, like that or the instructions how to time it, which you disconnect a wire on the passenger side. It's underneath the carpet up by the underneath the dash area. And I didn't have this, so it could be I didn't have the hoses hooked up correctly. But I think the big issue was really the timing. I tried doing it before and I started the truck and my God, it was just, the engine was just way off, you know. That maybe it was the timing at that time too, but it just idled really rough and the engine was kind of shaking around. So I didn't have it correct. So I had to unplug the vacuum lines and cap them off like that one there. So what I did today was I would do one at a time and then run the engine. And then I thought, and I got it running good and the idle came down. So I thought, well, let's go for the gusto. And I added this one so I could get cruise control back. We'll see if that works. So hopefully it does. I miss cruise control. So yeah. And now I'm showing you how I depress the cup with, you know, a bar or something like this. But I couldn't get it back far enough. And then the next thing you do, if that doesn't quite get it, is you add the C-clamp, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm compressing the piston cup back in all the way. I'm not quite there yet, I don't think. That looks really close. Because otherwise I won't be able to put in the outer pad. The inner one's in now. And we're running the American Racing wheels with studded snow tires on it. Where in the state of Montana, you have to have those off by May 1st. So I have another set. And if it's so bad out there that this won't get you through, I got these. So this thing can dig pretty good. It's not four-wheel drive. It can go through a lot of snow. It has a lot of torque with the new powertrain setup. So this is John Rudy with Rudy Racing, signing off.